If you don't call this support, I don't know what to call it then. ATC, we support radio. What it do, world? Hey, yo, man, it's your boy, Peter Larry Loud. And I'm finally back, y'all. I'm finally back with season 2 of Kicking It with Pete. To kick off the first episode, man, we got the one and only Miss Bria Collins, the icon herself. And we just go sit here, we go chop it up and give y'all a little intake, a little insight, just far as about the importance of building, business relationships. So, you know, with no further ado, Bria, go ahead and say something to the people, give them a little background about yourself if you like, or if you don't like, it's up to you.
I mean, I don't really do the background. I think at this point, most people know who I am, but I'm Bria Collins, founder and CEO of Icon Entertainment Empire, music executive, entrepreneur, investor.
So you say a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Little bit of everything. You wear many hats. So being that, that you're an entrepreneur, investor, music executive, and all that, like what are some, like, just starting off, like, how did you get off into that, and just, how did you start maneuvering, building, relationships to get to where you at with that?
How I actually started
Yeah.
was actually through my brother, actually. He was, doing music, yay. He was doing music. And I don't know, it's just like, when he started taking it serious, that's when I started getting more serious about the business end of things. Like, he can't just do this as a hobby. So it made me do the background stuff, like study the music business, study, get all the way into it. But I've always had like a thing for business, like how business work, how do they close deals and stuff behind the scenes. But the music business, I got in it through my brother, just to like really help him. And then it was just like something I like actually fell in love with. Like, how some people like they want to be in front of the camera.
Right.
I hate
Yeah.
being in front of the camera. I like to do the behind the scenes. I'm a behind the scenes person all the way. So through him, he got me into it. And then like another individual from Flint, CL. CL the Savior. He was a rapper, but he was also like, somebody that was fluent in music as well too. At the time, but I kind of studied him a little bit because I seen what he was doing. He was moving around. I'm like, I actually want to do that part, like the behind the scenes stuff, labels and things of that nature. But I started back in like 2008. I was still in high school when I started.
Oh, wow. Wow. See, that's something that I never knew. So let me ask you this. So it's like, when it comes to, just, it with, let's just, we could touch on just like the music part first. Like, when it comes to like the music and everything, how important is it to, build different relationships with different people on, different platforms and things like that? Like, what type of advice would you be able to give on that?
Relationships are very important. A lot of people don't know a solid business relationship can take you further than money sometimes. You just being a solid person on business, like you very stand up on business, that can take you further than money. It's very important. You can have the money, but if you don't have those business connect, you don't have those resources. I mean, you're not gonna get that far because it's only so much you can pay for. It's only so many ways you can pay your way in. And business, like they say, it ain't no loyal business, and there's nobody you can trust. But to a certain extent, like people see that, like if you're not like stand up on business, you're not good on business, people feel like that's like your loyalty in business. Like we can't deal with you at all. You gotta have some sense of loyalty somewhere. You gotta have some sense of honor and integrity when it comes to this business stuff. Like, so it's very important. Your relationships that you've been is very important. I say the relationships is more beneficial than the money.
Exactly. And I think like a lot of people don't really, get that part. They feel as if, if they got all of the money to back themselves, that it's just go help them get inside, certain rooms and all that, when sometimes, like you say, that's not really true. You cannot have no money at all. You could be the brokest person in the room, but if these people inside that room then saw, you know what I'm saying, that you really stand on your business and you a hard worker, you will still be able to access those same rooms and maneuver in those same rooms the same way as a person with money.
Yeah. People actually, when it comes to like any type of business, people respect, like we say, your business, your energy, your honor, the way you carry yourself, your demeanor. They respect that better than the money sometimes. Because a
Exactly.
lot of people feel like, I don't really need your money, but if you are a good business person, we're gonna make good money.
Right. Right. And I think it's a lot of like entrepreneurs and like even people that get off into the business of like music and everything that don't really, you know what I'm saying, understand that, and they kind of, get upset and get mad when certain people don't want to, do business with them, but it's like the business that you have conducted may have not been good business, and it then, spread it around that, you got a reputation not doing good business. So do you feel like that part right there is kind of like what jeopardized some people from, what I'm saying, from expanding their businesses and everything?
Yeah. Oh, you talking like not doing good business?
Yeah.
Yeah, that can jeopardize a lot, not doing good business, because with me personally, you got one time to flake. You got one time to just, like be janky on the business. I'm not working with you no more, and I'm not gonna refer you to nobody else. I mean, I'm not gonna, talk bad about you, but I won't refer you, and I won't bring your name up either. We just gonna, somebody asked me, I don't know much about that, but yeah, solid business is key. You can't be out here doing janky business at all. Got to be solid.
So like, let me ask you this: if you want to speak on it, like, what's being that you say that you've been doing it for like 2008, what's one of your worst business experiences that you done kind of, what I'm saying, encountered in your time of doing everything? And like, what did you learn from it, or what's something that you can, give to the people to kind of learn from something that you learned from?
I really don't have like a specific experience, but I do have something I've learned, making investments into individuals that wasn't quite um motivated and ambitious as you are, as I was, simply because sometimes, yeah, you feel like, over time you're not only wasting your money, but you're wasting your time. And time is very valuable. You can't get that back. You feel like, so over time, I have done that several times. You put into somebody, you invest into them, your money and your time. And they don't, kind of like have that ambition or that drive to keep going, or they don't even have the motivation, or they don't even have the confidence really fully in themselves. You know what I'm saying? But in the beginning, you thought they did, but that I don't really have a one experience. I just have something that I've learned as far as business is be careful who you invest in, who I invest in, as far as money and time.
Okay. And that makes sense. That makes sense because it's like, and I think a lot of people don't really, what I'm saying, get that part of it. It's like, if you come into somebody asking them to invest in you, what I'm saying, whether it's money or time, you have to be just as serious as you want this person to be, because it's like, if you taking 10 to 12 hours out your day trying to push, and this person only want to take 3 hours out their day, and what I'm saying, it's not really beneficial to you on your end no more, because you're putting in more work, and this person is, what I'm saying, just being lazy all the way around the board. And I think some people, what I'm saying, don't really get that part of it and everything, like, and it's kind of weird, like because I done seen it a lot. Like, it'd be a lot of people that want people to invest their time and money, but it's like when you see the work ethic and everything, far as if what they're doing to further everything, it's like, man, you really not doing what I'm saying, you really not doing enough for yourself already. So do you want me to come over here and try to work a miracle, and or what? Like, do you feel like is that's what some people kind of do sometimes?
Yeah, I think the biggest issue really with that is a lot of people don't understand what investors or an investment is. You know, people think you're giving them the money. Now, this is not a grant. Investments, you got to make the money back somehow. Like, so if I give you $10,000 or $100,000, no, you're not finna just give me $10 or $100,000 back. I need that back in interest. That's what investments are, but a lot of people don't understand that. They think that, and then also you got to, in order to keep the money coming, you got to have a product that's selling something. I got to be able to believe that you selling something that my money going to come back. Out the gate with people that and stuff like that, you kind of take a risk with it. But those are sometimes the people that don't understand how investing work. They think like, oh, give me this, give me that. But when the money not coming back, I ain't pushing on no money. You got to show me that you selling something. Show me that you can sell. Show me that you can make money. Show me that I can make money from this. So I think a lot of people don't understand investing. They don't understand it. They don't understand when they be out here looking for people, like even artists with music, when they be out, oh, I just need somebody to put this money behind me. No one is just going to put their money behind you and not get nothing back from it. You can't do that.
Right. Yeah. And I don't think I don't think they really be getting that part. Like I don't think a lot of people even get that part. It's like you say, yeah, if I give you $10,000, $100,000, it's like, and you get to a certain point and you think I'm not gonna get no interest or no kickback from it. It's like, where did I really benefit from this besides just fronting you some money and letting you do your thing?
Right.
Because it's like, if the bag do fumble, or if you're, like you say, if you really don't got nothing to sell, it's like, at the end of the day, I can still be the one that potentially take a loss. You know what I'm saying? You're the one that's really winning all the way across the board, because you're not investing your money if it is some type of kickback from it.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. But a lot of people don't ever see it that way. They don't see it that way at all. They just see it as, most of the time people being stingy, people have a couple dollars, they don't want to share. First of all, we're not obligated to share. We worked hard for it.
Yeah.
So I don't really have to give it to you.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people don't get that. Now, let me ask you this here, because I done saw you comment on people posts about this. Now, do you think that the business relationships that you build inside your city will make or break what you do, or do you feel as if you need to move, or as they will say, quote unquote, move away from the city and build these business relationships to get to where you're at?
I feel like if you can't hold it down in your city, you can't really do it nowhere else. Like I say it all the time, if you can't eat in your backyard, you can't eat nowhere. And when I say that, I mean, like, if you were struggling or trying to figure it out in your city, what makes you think you're finna go somewhere like Houston and figure it out with someone that you don't know? What I'm saying is, if you can't get the people you know to fall behind you and actually support, sometimes it's harder to get a stranger to support. And that's one thing I want people to understand is people like, a stranger will support you before your friends. I'm sorry, but that stranger got there through a friend somewhere. You didn't just pop up with a product and a whole bunch of strangers fell out the sky. Your friends and stuff, your city, your people, a few of them supported you first.
Yeah.
And that's what people don't understand. Like, you can't just jump out here like, oh yeah, it's this and that. It's a lot. It's a lot you can do, well, especially from where we from, when people say there ain't no money there, it's a lot of millionaires up there. Y'all just don't shake hands and bump shoulders with them. They not bumping shoulders with you every day. They making moves. They might not be in your face every day, but they live there. What they do is they get up, they move around, come back, get up, move around, come. You can't just sit in one spot.
Yeah, and expect to get the same result.
Get this money. No, so I'm big on that.
And I think
it ain't where you at.
Yeah, it's definitely like, and I can say that it's definitely not where you at. Like, it's really all about how you network. Like, cause like, even far as like for myself, like with what I do, far as like with the radio station, the podcast and all that. Yeah, I'm based in Michigan, but I didn't have people from Atlanta, what I'm saying? I had people from different areas just tap in, just because of the fact, whether I'm moving around physically, I'm still, what I'm saying, trying to move around on the internet, trying to find different ways to tap in with these people inside these different areas so they can see what it is, what I'm saying, that I'm offering that may be beneficial to them.
But that's true though. You know what I'm saying? Like what you just said, that's true. Like I didn't know you when I lived in Flint. I didn't know you. I didn't meet you until what? I was living in Houston when I met you.
Yeah, and I was staying in Ohio when I was staying in Ohio.
And what makes this so funny is that I really just like stumbled across your stuff though. And I didn't even stumble across you on Facebook. That's the funny part. You came down Twitter.
Wait, you found me
for me?
See, I always thought that it was Facebook, so it was Twitter.
No, I found you on Twitter.
Oh,
yeah, our first initial encounter with you was when you interviewed Ye. We found you on Twitter.
See, I never knew that. Yeah. I always thought that it was Facebook.
Yeah, we found you on Twitter, like, and then till like honestly, I think it was like actually like a couple days before his interview that we really literally found out you was from Flint.
Oh wow. See, that's crazy.
Like, yeah, it was just us doing like, you know, like we said, going around the table doing like the platform media run for him, you know what I'm saying, getting everybody spinning music, get everybody to tap in with him. And it was like a couple of days before when I found out you was from Flint, when I was actually scrolling through Facebook, because actually if you can pay attention to those years, I wasn't on Facebook like that. I really just got on Facebook like again about just like a couple years ago. I wasn't on Facebook. I was Instagram and Twitter.
Yeah, I do remember that. I know Instagram. I know Instagram for sure. You was on Instagram. You was on Instagram heavy for at one point in time. So see, that's something new. That's something new that I learned. You know what I'm saying? That I learned just far as like how, you know what I'm saying, how you came about everything. And what's crazy is what people don't know is like since that interview, and that's why we kind of did this topic far as for today, you know, the importance of building business relationships. You know, it's like from that interview, you know, we always kind of stayed connected and reached out to, well, you always reached out to me in some type of, you know what I'm saying, in some type of way, just giving me, you know what I'm saying, business tips and telling me like, yo, you need to try this, or do this, you know what I'm saying, and do this. And I feel like that's kind of what got us to where we're at today, because like you say, you know, the importance of, you know, taking the information that people give you and, you know what I'm saying, your demeanor, and showing, you know what I'm saying, and just showing people, you know, that you stand on what you stand on and you're serious about, you know, what you're doing type thing.
Yeah, right. And that's really what stuck out with me. Like, you know, we did an interview with you. I remember after Ye did the interview with you, he really said, oh yeah, he a cool dude. That's what he said. He said, he a cool dude. And from there, you know what I'm saying, like we respect each other's opinion. So from there, I would like follow your platform. Like, I was just following it. You know what I'm saying? I probably wouldn't say nothing to you. I was following, I was typing into interviews, typing into shows and things of that nature. But before I would reach out to you, it was like I would wait till I pile up a certain amount of things. I'm like, okay, I don't want to keep one of them off. Like, oh, try this. That's why I think when I initially hit you up, like one time, it was like I fired off a lot, like do this, you know, and that was just me keeping you in a loop of what's going on so you can grow.
Right.
You know, so you can grow and you can compete with these other online stations, you know, because like I said, you know, people think it's an online station and it's like, nah, it's online stations out here that have turned themselves into the biggest radio station in their city, just being an online station. They didn't blew past the FM stations. So that was just me, you know, giving you that, critiquing it, you know, so you can be better and greater, you know what I'm saying? And some people can't take that, but it's okay. But that's one thing we respected about you. Is like when we said something to you, it wasn't like you got offended or nothing like that. We see you come back the next show, you made adjustments and everything. We like, that's what I like right there. Somebody that's gonna make the adjustments to float in the lane they want to be in.
And I think some people, like you say, I think some people don't know how to take that type of criticism, you know what I'm saying? And just know, like you say, a person is actually sitting here, you know, critiquing, you know, what you're doing. And I feel like a lot of people need to take that in consideration. Like, stop looking for people that's gonna always tell you like, yeah, what you doing is dope. What you doing is the most smartest idea, the most, you know what I'm saying, the most incredible thing. Is like, no, sometimes you need those people that's gonna tell you like, hey, yo, nah, That ain't it. Go back to the drawing board, scrap that, do this, do that. And like you say, it just helps you to be able to elevate and, you know what I'm saying, compete inside those fields and those lanes that you wanna compete in.
Yeah. Um, on that, I don't know. It ain't much to say on that because you hit it right on the head. A lot of people can't take the criticism. They can't. Um, especially mine, I would say. Um, yeah, I may come off more blunt. I might say it in a way you didn't want to hear it, but that's just how I am.
Yeah.
That's just how I am. I don't know how to sugarcoat it. I don't know how to
Right.
say it nice because I'm like that because I ain't gonna say nobody never said nice nothing to me. So I have 3 brothers. So it wasn't no cupcake way to say it. They told me straight up, this is how you gotta do this. This wrong. You're not finna do it this way. It was
Yeah.
always like tough criticism. It wasn't never nothing soft trying to spare a feeling or nothing like that. So I don't know how to do that because I wasn't raised like that. I wasn't brought up like that.
That makes sense. That makes sense. So let me ask you this: with people, so far as like for people that are out there, that's trying to build like just different business relationships, like what are like 2 to 3 things that you would just recommend that they do just starting off going inside the situation, trying to actually build a business relationship with a person?
First, the main thing I always tell people, own your vision. When I say own your vision, I mean no matter what somebody is about to try to tell you, that whether your vision is right, wrong, whatever, as long as you feel like your vision is gonna take you far, that's all that matters. So own your vision first. You can't get far if you don't own the vision because it's gonna be easy to tamper right into that. Somebody can tell you like, no, and then you're gonna stop.
Right.
Key is first, own your vision. Other thing I would say, stay motivated. You got to be your self motivation. You can't sit around and wait on nobody else to motivate you. Sometimes you got to motivate yourself.
Yeah,
Sometimes you got
that's
to tell
definitely
yourself,
true.
I gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta do this. You can't sit around and wait on nobody else to be like, so you gonna do this today? Or you gotta motivate yourself. Cause ain't nobody else gonna do it. Cause you gotta think about it. You waiting on somebody to motivate you. Meanwhile, them people is trying to motivate themselves. They can't motivate you and them at the same time. So I tell people, motivate yourself. Cause ain't nobody really gonna put you before themselves. Everybody gonna pick them first. That's a fact. And if you out here knowing somebody that's putting you before them, that's a problem. I tell people all the time, don't put me before you, cause I ain't finna put you before me.
Right.
Hate to
Yeah.
say it like that.
I
So
mean,
yeah,
it's
like
just it's reality.
motivate yourself, self motivation, and probably like 3 is just don't be scared to invest in yourself. Don't be scared. You got to invest in yourself. If you want somebody else to invest in you, you got to take a risk. You got investing is like taking a risk on yourself. So what I look like investing in somebody that was scared to take a risk on themselves.
That's true. That's true. And that's another thing that I think that like the entrepreneurs, what I'm saying, music artists and everybody don't really, what I'm saying, understand. It's like, if you ain't invested like like we were saying earlier, the time and the money into yourself, how can you really expect somebody else to take the time and do, what I'm saying, and do the same thing? Like it don't, what I'm saying, it
I
don't
don't work
work
like that.
like that. And another thing that me personally, like what I kind of hate, I hate how, a person can just now be starting off today. Yeah, yeah, what I'm saying, certain investments and everything can help you take off, but I hate how people think like, oh, if I had investors and all of this, my brand, my product would just be through the moon by tomorrow if I had somebody invest all this money. It's like, no, it's still not go happen like that for you. You still got to put in the footwork, what I'm saying, build the relationships and go out and find the clientele. Like the money ain't go,
It
what I'm saying, the
definitely
money
ain't.
ain't gonna make no difference. It's just like you could be a big time drug dealer and have all these bricks and pounds of weed and all that, but if you don't got the clientele, what good is it gonna do for you just having all this sitting there?
My biggest example for that, every time people say, if I had this, I had this. My brand would be doing this or doing this. I always say House of Darion. That's Beyonce's clothing line that only survived for a couple of years, and we don't say nothing about it. She's Beyonce.
Damn,
All the
Darion
money.
didn't last that long.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's not about the money all the time. Yes, the money can get you, you know, good marketing and stuff like that. But if the product just ain't it, it just ain't it. And that's what a lot of people kind of fail to realize too. The product just don't be it all the time. The plan just don't be it all the time. But we be like, who are we to tell somebody that though? You know what I'm saying? It's up to you to find out, but it's up to you to know when something is it and when something is not. And a lot of people don't have that it factor to determine, yeah, this it, yeah, this that.
Exactly. And then like just based off of far as like where we're from, I feel like that a lot of people try to, you know what I'm saying, with their products and everything that they do, they try to center it around the city too much. Like, yeah, I understand that you're trying to get the city to support you and get the city to be behind you, but it's certain designs, you know what I'm saying, certain logos, certain wording and stuff that you put on your clothes. It's like if I'm not from Flint, you know what I'm saying, why would I, you know, wanna wear like a Flint sand and all that all the time? You see what I'm saying?
I don't really agree with that. That's like saying, why I'm not from LA, but why would I want to wear a LA shirt?
That's
You know, a
true.
lot of people in LA. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Flint may be smaller, so I guess that's why people feel that way. I don't believe in that. I like the Flint brands. I really do. Uh Even if, you know, the ones that's Flint focused or the ones that ain't Flint focused, that just, you know, their brand. I feel like the thing with Flint brands, I just encourage them market more outside the city. You
Right.
know, not just, you know, to your partners, you know, or around the city, you know. See what happened with Flint most of the time is, and you know, I'll be kind of so sad when it happened, is when they grab that Flint clout. You know, everybody grab to it because they
Right.
be so motivated in the beginning, super motivated. I'm like, okay, check them out. And then they get that clout, they get that love behind them, and then they slow down. They get a little lazy. They get a little cocky. Oh, it's gonna sell itself. No, it's not. You got to put in that work. That's just the city. That's just one city.
Right. Yeah. It's a
I'm
whole
just saying
world
that's
out
one
there.
city out of 50 states. I don't even know how many cities in every other state, but that's just one city in one state out of all 50. You got a lot more work to do. But that's a start. And we happy that you got your city behind you. Now you got your city behind you. Go harder. Now you got people behind you. You got people supporting. You got some proof now. You can go to the next city. You can go to Ohio. And Ohio will rock with you because they're like, dang, all of your city and all your state rocking with this. After Ohio, go kill New York. But with the
Yeah.
way the internet set up, you ain't got to do it like that no more. It's just you got to know how to work your internet. See, I be seeing a lot of the Flint brands and stuff, and they just only promote it on Facebook. That's all Flint people. That's family and friends. You got to get out here on Instagram. You got to get on Twitter because it's an open market. Facebook is closed. You ever notice that?
Yeah, because
Mostly
you only
everybody
get
page on Facebook is private.
yeah,
Not
you only
even
get
not even
five
their friend,
thousand friends. So it's
but you know
only
you want to
so
get
much you can
5,000
do.
friends. But when we go to most of these people page, it's private. And I always ask people like, how you got a product with a private page?
That's true. Yeah, that's true. That's true
You
because
you
it's
kill
like
yeah, you killing your market.
yeah, because if a potential customer, you know what I'm saying, want to come see your stuff, everybody don't want to be your actual friend on Facebook. So, you know, some people want to just come on your page, stroll, see what you got, and you know, place an order if that's what they want to do and going on about their business. They really don't care to see, you know what I'm saying, everything that you got going on in your day-to-day life. They just care about the product. If it's a good product, they want to shop, going on about their business type deal.
Yeah, you gotta know how to separate your brand from you. Like it took a long time for people to know who was behind Icon. It took a long time for people to figure that out. As a matter of fact, we doing this interview now. A lot of people is finally about to see how I look.
Yeah, because I know it took a while for me to know how you look. It took a
But
while
it
for me
was
to even
like it
know
was
who
like a
you. Go ahead.
because it was like it was like a purposely I done it that way because some people they know you. Some people only support you for you, not your brand. I got people to support my brand.
See, yeah, and that's dope. And see, like over like the past summer, I kind of learned that far as like with me and ATC. Like I went out to a couple of other little music festivals and like everything that they was having here, I walk up to some of the artists and be like, "Yo, what's up? I'm Peter Larry Loud." They give me just like a little stale face look. And then I'll be like, ATC, we support radio. Then they be like, oh, that's you. Like some people done told me, like, we never really knew, you know what I'm saying, who really ran that or really who was behind it. Because, like you say, I never really tried to make everything about myself and be in the forefront. Like I always tried to make everything focus on a platform, you know what I'm saying, on the platform itself. And that's something there that I feel like that people should even try to do, like far as like with their businesses and they brands. That's just like with you. If something, you know, if something was to happen to you, or if you decide you wanted to pass icon down to someone in your family, that their name alone is already, you know what I'm saying, solidified and stand, you know what I'm saying, and stand strong inside the game to where people already know what that name is. It's just on the next person to just, you know, withhold that name that you already put out there.
Yeah, because like, when I started, first of all, I changed the name from Icon. Because it was really just, really just BC, which is my first and last name, because I was just management. But as I expanded, I started looking at things like, and thinking about things like, yo, we really don't know who the founder of Atlantic Records is. We really don't know that unless you really go and Google that junk. We don't know who initially started Warner Bros. We don't know who started Paramount. We know who started Disney, Walt Disney, because he named it after himself. That was a given. But these other people, like, we really don't know. A lot of artists are signed to labels that they don't even know who founded that mug first.
Yeah,
they don't. Half of these artists don't even know who the CEO of their label is right now. Not your A&R, the person that signed you. I'm talking about your CEO. A lot of people don't know this. So I start moving like kind of that such, like you don't have to put your face and your name plastered all over everything that got to do with your brand. Do good business and your brand gonna sell itself.
Exactly. Yeah, that there definitely is true. And like I say, like I feel like a lot of people can like, you know, take from that just far as like how you even, you know what I'm saying, how you even did it. Like I say, me personally, I know I've learned a lot from you. And sometimes it's not even just from actual conversations. You know, you give out a lot of business tips when you do finally do get on Facebook and all that. You give out a lot of business tips and a lot of free gems to people, but it's like some stuff I feel like, you know, they don't really take it and apply it. Even when you go and comment on people's status and giving them, you know what I'm saying, giving your input, a lot of people don't know. You don't comment on a lot of stuff. So it's like, if she's actually commenting on your stuff, you really should take what she's saying into consideration and try to work it into what, you know what I'm saying, what it is that you're doing, because you're just not saying it for no reason type thing.
No, and that's true. Like if I reach out to you, like even if someone and a lot of people can tell you this, if someone asks me something on my post or advice or something like that, 9 times out of 10 I did respond back to them, just not in that post. I hit you up privately and gave you that all the information you needed, all of that. Some people, if it seems like they're not even tapping in with what I'm saying to them in the inbox, I just shoot you my number real quick, like call me. I'll explain it to you right now. Let's get it out the way. But if I do comment on your stuff, trying to give you some advice or something like that, I'm really tapped in with what you're doing. I like what you're doing, and I want you to grow. I want you to go far. I want you to win. I genuinely like what you're trying to do. So I'm like, I'm not finna sit here and watch you, you know what I'm saying, not know what you're doing per se, and then wait on you to try to figure it out. Like, no, let me help you out a little bit like this. Now, am I going to do it for you? No, I'm going to tell you how to do it. I think that's the best thing somebody can do for you, is tell you or show you how to do something. But doing it for you don't help you no way. Because when that person is gone, you don't know how to do it. You don't understand it or nothing like that. And that's why it's a lot of people out here, business, artists and all that don't understand business. They just out here creating, but don't understand business because they got somebody else doing their business for them. And that person that's doing it for them is not explaining to them what is going on and what they're doing. I mean, that's how a lot of people actually get fucked over, though.
Yeah.
Because people not explaining that shit to them.
Or they don't, and then like, it's not, and then see with me, I kind of feel like it's not even that the people explaining it to them either. It's like they still don't try to take the time to try to do some type of research themselves to get some type of background. You know what I'm saying? That's just like with me and you when we have conversations you would break something down to me, you know what I'm saying? And like, you know, the corporate terms of how it go, you know, I may have done some type of research and I may come back to you and say it to you in like a dummy down version, but you will see like, okay, he did at least, you know, tap into some of the stuff that I said to try to get some type of understanding of it. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's what some people need to do far as just like with whatever business it is that they're doing. You got to get some type of background history on it, do some type of research to where like you at least know certain terms, you know what I'm saying, certain languages of what it is that you're doing, so you just not lost in the sauce when certain deals and everything is going on.
Yeah, like I encourage everybody, like we say, whether it's clothing, music, culinary, you know, you a hairstylist, you a lash tech. I tell everybody, study the lane that you're about to get into. Study it. Don't just jump in it. Because if you just jump in it and you doing it and you not really studying it or you don't understand the business, it's just a hobby. I hate to say it like that. It's just a hobby. And it's something that's probably not going to last long because you're not educating yourself on. And then when I say study, don't just study in the beginning. It's like a constant study. Like me, I still study today, especially with music. I study that junk today, every day. This is a never stop thing because the game changed every day. Something changed. You got to keep up on it. Like I remember way back when they changed the release day to Friday. I went around telling everybody like, hey, you can't drop them albums on them Tuesdays no more. It's Friday. And people don't know, you know, I be trying to tell a lot of artists this too, get them comfortable with it. Like when they be still dropping their albums on Wednesdays and Fridays, I said, do you not know when you get to that industry standard, if you drop it on a Wednesday or Friday, they're not going to start counting your numbers to that. I mean, Wednesday or Thursday, they're not going to start starting your numbers in your streams until that Friday. You might start seeing them, but the RIAA ain't going to count them until that Friday. Anything before that, you're not going to get it. You're not going to, because the release day for albums is Friday. It used to be Tuesday though.
See, yeah, and that right there. See, I didn't know that. I didn't know that part on it. But yeah, like you say, like even as you start growing, you definitely gotta keep up with what it is, you know what I'm saying? What it is that you're doing. Like for me, when it came to the radio, like it was so much different stuff that I had to study up on and learn, and just far as like how equipment, you know what I'm saying, how equipment was changing, how they was coming out with different interfaces that'll do this, you know what I'm saying, to do this. So yeah, you definitely gotta, you know what I'm saying, kind of stay in the loop. And it's like even with everybody that's doing podcasts and all that now, like I tell people like, man, yeah, it's easy to start a podcast, but like, man, you gotta really watch some of these different podcasts and everything and learn the business of it, learn how they're, you know what I'm saying, setting their stuff up, learn how they got their different camera angles, try to see if you can peep out what type of mics and different type of machines and everything that they use. And then it's like when you look at a lot of them really is using like a lot of inexpensive equipment. Like they not really going all out as it really seems.
Yeah, because like, all right, funny thing is most people that go out and they get the expensive equipment and they're trying to get them the mics that look good and all that stuff, it's for the video purpose. They want it to look good. But the people that's really not putting too much video behind audio, because podcast is audio. It's audio. I think it just became like more video because they know people are more like kind of like visual people. You know,
Right.
in this
Yeah.
time, you know, a lot of people don't want to just sit there and listen to stuff. You know, we can get into the whole visual aspect in a second of the whole marketing thing, but it's for the visual aspect. The mics, the desks, the backgrounds, and all that stuff. It's just to make the visual look better. But we can compare all these mics, you know, we can, you know, for podcast purposes, not recording music, whatever, podcast purposes, we compare all these mics, set them on the table and talking to one and talking this one and talking that. You're going to understand that your clarity is going to pretty much sound the same.
Right, yeah, because because a lot of people don't know, like your voice pretty much go kind of stay in the same tone, so it ain't like the dynamic mics that you use to record, to where it gotta have a different highs and lows to catch it when your voice, you
Right.
know what I'm saying, raising and going up and down type thing.
Yeah. Like, but like podcasting, like, I don't even think people know what podcasting is. You ever watch the movies and It's like this person, they probably can't find a job or nothing, so they like to put the Walkman in and listen to that person. You are great. You are
Yeah.
this. That, like, people don't even know those are podcasts. Those are the first version of podcasts. It just, in this new age, we gave it a name, podcast. That's all it is. Podcast ain't nothing but opinionated talk.
Right. Yeah.
That's it. No music, opinionated talk. So when people be doing podcasts, they be having music, and I'm like, this is not a podcast, it's a radio show.
Yeah, I've learned that from you when I first started, when I first started, you did say like, hey, you kind of pulling the podcast effect away from it when you got, when you got those, when you do put those songs inside of there. And as I start, doing my research and listening to different ones, a lot of them don't put no type of music in there unless it's like at the beginning, like or like a sponsorship or some type of ad type music. But other than that, they're not playing songs inside of it. So yeah.
Yeah, podcasts is basically conversation pieces. I call it a new way for our culture to conversate.
Right. So let me ask you this: far as like with the business relationships, you like you say, you wear so many different hats. Were you able to get inside all of this different stuff by building different business relationships with people, or how did that go?
Yeah, for the most part, it was building out the gate. Initially, it was from college. I think, like I said, I got my first opportunity with Yo Gotti was actually through Zilla and Don Trip. Actually,
Okay.
they came to my college. I went to UAPB, University of Arkansas Pine Bluff. They was there for when BET was having a Black College tour. So they was there performing. I was on, the mass communication department and of everything. So, when people would come, part of like what we had to do is we was the ones micing them up, making sure they prepared for the stage and stuff, putting their mic on them and stuff. So funny thing was I'm micing up Don Trip. I'm micing him up. And he bluntly told me it's like the first time somebody really like, did like miking me up or like be hot backstage with me, and I asked him for pictures and stuff. I literally said, I'm new to this. I'm new to the South. I'm like, bro, I don't even know who you is. He looked me square in the face like, what? I'm like, I don't know who you is, bro. I'm like, I'm not from down here. This is my first time in the South. This is before they blew up. I don't know him. Same thing with Zilla. I'm like, I don't know him either. But they respected that. They like, what? So when Don Trip got done performing, he got off the stage. I remember I told him like, hey, don't end your set off with the letter to my son track. End it off with that back to back, so you still got a crowd that you still leaving the crowd with that energy for Zilla. It's like that letter to my son. It's like you kind of killing the crowd a little bit, and then Zilla got to go out there and pick it up. I said leave it at back to back, and then let him follow up with that. From there, you know what I'm saying, he told Zilla like, yo, she just really changed my set, and it makes sense. That's when I started learning little stuff, like I had a thing for arranging, all that. But I had built a relationship with Zilla, you know what I'm saying, out of that, just from like booking. I had got him back down, to the college and things of that nature. He started connecting me with like people on CMG. The first person I met was Jason. That's CMG booking. And from there, I met, Gotti through Jason.
Okay.
And then, Gotti introduced me to B Mims, and it just went from there. It just kept going on and on and on and on. Like the relationship just built, and then it goes into like some of the artists.
Okay, see that's dope. That's dope. So pretty much just off of you pretty much being yourself and just giving your honest opinion, you know what I'm saying? That created so many different it made them respect you to the point they wanted to create different opportunities for you because they saw how, that one adjustment that you told them that they needed to do kind of helped they whole, you know what I'm saying, helped the whole show, the whole set and kept that energy there.
Yeah. And what it was is like he said, like you're the first person in a while that ain't like just thirst me out for a picture. You know, like, and I'll be trying to tell people that, like, when y'all get around these people, they human just like you.
Right, yeah.
Stop just pulling your phone out, putting it all in their face. They human just like you, you know, and treat them as such. Like some of these people, they may have more money than you, but to them, to the most of them, that really don't matter to them. Some of these people are genuine. And they don't like when people around them pulling their phone out, you know, and then come on, like, half of these rappers for real, especially in the South, they really out here. So when you get around somebody and the first thing you do is pulling out their phone, they're looking at you crazy, like, whoa. Because they really out here. You know what I'm saying? It ain't, you know, I tell people all the time, Southern rappers are really different from the ones up north, up there from where we from. Like, you might see them, you know what I'm saying? They got all this money, you see their videos, they may be here, but when they back in their cities, they really out there. So when you around them pulling out the phone, and they ain't necessarily paranoid, but they already on their toes. So they're looking at you funny. So again, when you come back around, they're gonna remember you as the dude or the female that just, I seen that person. They first thing they did is put out their phone. You look like a groupie. You look like a op. You look like some of everything to them. They don't like that. Actually, that's why some of these rappers for real, they got that no phone rule. I be knowing people like, yeah, I went and got a feature for such and such. They told me I can bring my phone in the studio. Yeah, because they knew the first thing he was gonna do is pull out your phone and get the recording, going live, taking pictures. They don't like that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, like I can vouch for that. Like I done been around, like you say, I done been around like a lot of, you know what I'm saying, big name artists just from going to different concerts, and I really don't got no pictures with them. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's like when Kevin Gates came first time coming to Columbus, this when Lifestyle Entertainment came down there. I actually did some video work for them. They had me backstage to meet them. They like, yo, you want to take a picture with them? I'm like, nah, to be for real. Like, I really, you know what I'm saying? I'm really, like you say, they regular people. I'm really don't be big on, you know what I'm saying, big on all that. Or let me wrap your arm around you and take a picture like we've been cool for about 15 years. It's like, man, like that
that's
ain't never
funny
really
you
been
said
me.
that because you mentioned Kevin Gates when you said that, but Kevin Gates do not like when people put their arms around him in pictures. Like, he would, like, his videos of him literally moving people's arm off of him. Like, nah, just stand
Yeah.
next to me.
He don't like being touched. He don't really like
And I
being
remember,
touched.
yeah, and I remember when it first started happening, like, you know, the blogs, they drug him, you know, fans like he mean. He's not mean, he's human. Like, if he tell you, I don't want to be touched, I don't like to be touched, respect that. I don't care if you feel like somebody is famous, this they signed up for. No, they didn't. They didn't sign up for you to touch all over them all day. They didn't sign up for that. And I feel like some people just need to really respect people's space and privacy sometimes too, though. Ask before you do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, artists, if you in the studio with these people, ask them, can you record first? Just don't pull out your phone and start recording and taking pictures. Ask them first. Like, respect people's space and private, you know, their private space at that.
Right. Yeah. And do you feel like that's kind of do that kind of not follow? I'm stumbling on my word. Do you think that fall under, you know what I'm saying, conducting good and bad business as far as, like, you know, asking certain artists those type of questions, you know what I'm saying, by doing stuff like that?
It definitely do. It definitely do. Because you can't conduct really solid business until you have somebody comfortable. If somebody is not comfortable, the business is not, they're not gonna like it at all. No matter how genuine you feel like you was coming off. If somebody is uncomfortable, or if you made somebody uncomfortable, they're not gonna do business with you no more.
True. True. And then, like you say, they not go recommend you. They not go recommend you to nobody
You're
or
gonna be
nothing
known as the
or nothing
person
like
that
that.
you're gonna be known as the camera guy.
She said,
Ain't he had
and
no
not
camera.
and
They
not
gonna
the
nickname you
camera
the camera guy.
and not the camera guy that shoot videos.
Yeah.
That's funny, man. That's funny. That's funny. So okay. So you say, so let me ask you this. Okay. So you say when you started off in 2008, you builded the business relationship with CMG. Now I
Not in
know
2008. I didn't get 2008 was just what I was doing for my
when
brother.
you started
But I
everything.
had went
Okay.
yeah. When I went off to
Okay. So when
college,
you was in college.
I didn't start building with CMG until 2012.
2012. Okay, so after building that business relationship with them, like What other type of companies did that lead you to? Because I know, correct me if I'm wrong. I know for a while you was working with you worked with Dolph as well too, right?
Yeah, for a second.
Okay.
In the beginning, for the most part with him. Not even in the beginning of his stuff, like, right in the area when he first started taking off, right there.
Okay.
Like right before Preach. Let's just say that.
Okay.
Right before that. You said so. How did he get me there? Basically, the CMG, it kind of made me alter kind of like my direction of things, like what I wanted to do for real. Like I knew I wanted to do music, but it was also that sense of thing. I love computers, so that's what I actually went to college for. I went to college for computer science, actually. So I just, at first when I was going to college, I was like, let me do this, and then I want to be like a software or administrator or a internet administration security for it. That's where I was at. But like meeting CMG and like really like that, it showed that like I have a niche to actually grow in this. It ain't nothing that I would just do for my brother. It's like I have a niche to actually grow in this. So I kind of like switched some things up a little bit. Like I switched up like who I was sending my internships to. My internship proposals to. It switched up that. Of course, since we was doing a situation with BT, I sent one to BT. I ended up doing that summer 2014. And after them, that was just like a summer internship. I did that for a summer. And then when I went back to school, and then that's when as I was in school, I had picked up the internship with Grand Hustle.
Okay. And how did that come about?
It was cool. I got the intern, basically like function with Jason Jeter. That's who it was, So when I say that, people like, did you meet T.I.? I'm like, once. But for the most part, it was with Jason Jeter and Clay.
Okay. Okay.
So if people don't know, Clay is T.I.'s road manager. And Jason Jeter is basically the business manager. People think it's his music manager. It's actually his business manager. But just having the opportunity to, do that and like growing to them, that's where I started like really milking up the Now game from. Like seeing that stuff, transpire with them, like, oh, so this how this works. This how y'all be doing this. And this is when I learned that a lot of stuff that they doing is not hard. It's really just based off connection and resource. They just have the connection and resource to make stuff make sense. So it made me be like, okay, this stuff about building your connections and resource. And that's when I really got out here now, out here and start building more connections and resources. Like, that's how I start talking to street execs. That's how I met Dolph, through street execs.
Okay.
That was his, initial management, but it was just like, some slight marketing. I never got too much into that with Dolph, but it was like marketing, but off the thing. It was more so like a, what I'm saying? That was my dog though. Like he was cool. Like somebody that you can probably hit up and be like, ask for advice, like, hey, how this work? Or, what I'm saying? How you think you should do that? That's what that was. But, everybody know why, what I'm saying? I really couldn't go deep off into that. As, I just said two things in here. So it was like me, after a while, I distanced myself from both because I'm like, that's different. You know what I'm saying? It's too different. Like if you're not in the South, or if you're not even really like, connected to people on both sides, you would never understand how deep it was. You know what I'm saying? Because it trickled down into everybody. So it's like the best thing for me was to like distance myself. Like I don't, you know what I'm saying? Because what I'm saying, I respected both. You know what I'm saying? I got game from over there with them, and I got game from over here. You know what I'm saying? I got game from CMG, and I got game from PRE. So it's not, and I got people over there that I rock with at CMG. I like people I rock with at PRE. Like today, me and Glock, we still talk.
Okay.
Yeah,
and that's dope.
Actually, Glock, you know what I'm saying, a minute ago, you know what I'm saying, I had an artist I was working with. He, you know what I'm saying, he rocked with him on the feature, Off the Love. I still, but it was like some things you just, you know what I'm saying, you want to distance yourself from. So that's what that was. But what it led me to, Grand Hustle, PE, Street Execs, and just building with a lot of people. It go further. You know what I'm saying? We had Rich Homie Quan in there.
Man,
We think it's a game, you know what I'm saying? After Rich Homie Quan, we had really, you know what I'm saying? People don't know about the White Fan Lucci. A lot of people don't know, fun fact, when White Fan Lucci came to Flint, he performed every day we lit. That was his first time performing that song there, off the love of, hey, perform that new song. So every day we lit was White Fan Lucci's first time performing that song in Flint, Michigan.
oh wow. So Flint was the first spot that he ever performed every day we lit at.
Yes.
See, that's some dope. That's some dope. That's something dope to know right there. Like, see, I didn't know that, and I'm quite sure a lot of people from the city didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? Didn't know
No, yeah,
that either, man.
that was his first time ever performing that song in Flint.
See, that's dope. That's dope. That's
When he
dope.
performed that song in Flint every day, when he performed that song in Flint, I think that song, ooh, that thing wasn't even off the press. What, 2 weeks?
Okay, so it was still with a fresh wreck. So have
Yeah.
it made it to the radio waves or anything yet, or it
No,
was just still that fresh?
no, every day we lit didn't come out. Like when he came to Flint, he was still functioning off that "Wish Me Well," the first one, the Wonder Why, and all that.
Okay.
Yeah, he was still functioning off that. You know, that's what Flint was still knowing him from. Like they hadn't even really got on to the part 2 of "Wish Me Well," you know, with the young fly nigga and the key to the street, all that. You know, so he performed those songs. Some people knew that, but when he was coming out with the EP for the Long Live Nut EP, yeah, Every Day Was Lit was a single for that before he even announced the EP. He performed Every Day We Lit in Flint. Every Day We Lit didn't come out till the following month.
See, now that right there is dope, man. And I feel like that, like you say, like with everything that you done said that you did, I feel like one thing that what I feel like people should be able to take from this is never give up and just take chances on every opportunity that's kind of presented to you, and just stay humble, because it's like from you staying humble and just being yourself, I feel like that opened up a lot of doors for you to get you to where you are at now, as far as like you say, when you first encountered, what I'm saying, meeting Don Tripp and Zedzilla. I feel like, if you wasn't as humble as you were, you may have not been presented those same opportunities that was brung to you from them. If you, like you say, if you was one of them people that was there like everybody else, trying to pull out the phones, just focus on taking pictures and not trying to, get them ways to perfect their craft a little more.
Right. You know, I'm big on humble. I'm very humble. Um, like, and everybody know that I'm very humble. Like, I can help somebody and literally tell them, don't tell nobody.
Yeah.
I think I've told you that before. Like, don't
Yeah,
tell
you
nobody.
have. You have, like,
Because I'm humble.
when we first started out, you're like, look, don't tell nobody I told you this. Just do it. I don't want no acknowledgement. Just do it, execute it, and we good to go.
Yeah, and I say that to a lot of people. Like, don't tell nobody. You know, and that's just me being humble. It's simply because if I'm helping you, I did it genuinely. I don't want no recognition for it. I don't even want credit for what you're doing. First of all, it's your craft. I just came in and helped you do a little something. So I don't want credit for it as if I built it. And that's what some people be wanting. I don't want credit for something that you're doing. You don't have to acknowledge me, like it's genuine, especially if it's behind the scenes. We talked and then you like, thank you. I'm saying? I'm good. I don't need no Facebook post. I don't need no Twitter post. I don't need no whole Instagram shout out about you're the best person. And I don't need all that stuff, bro.
Right? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because sometimes people be lying with it too, though. I ain't even gonna lie. Some people be lying. Some people would say something about somebody, and I'm like, you ain't mean that. You just wanted some likes, or you wanted them to support you, but it's deeper. You know what I'm saying? Some people work off support for support. And that's weird to me.
Right. Right. So before we wrap things up, like well, we already gave them three things that you say that they should do going into what I'm saying, into build business relationships. So before we wrap everything up, what are three things that you would tell people not to do when trying to build business relationships?
Um, don't act like you're above people. Like, or don't act like you're above doing certain things. Like, no matter how big or how accomplished you are, don't you got to still continue to build. So don't act like you're above certain things. Um, don't do, don't get too full of yourself. It's hard, like sometimes, I tell people it's hard to, determine whether, saying you're being confident or you're being cocky. Sometimes it's hard to determine the two, but it's not that hard. When you're just being confident, and you've just been extra confident. So don't get too full of yourself. That actually can be a downfall for you because some people will start rocking with you for that. Um, and this ain't really a don't. It's just really a remain humble. Remain humble and stay hungry. That's the best I can say. Remain humble at all times because you got to understand that no, just as way you got it, it can be stripped right from under you. And I learned that these last 3 years. I'm gonna tell you that now. Like nothing was stripped from up under me, but I was at a high. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, you know what I'm saying, when I got sick, you know what I'm saying, I had to take several steps back. Like my whole life was adjusted.
Right, yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? Like staying humble. You have to stay humble. You know what I'm saying? But by me being humble in the past, though, you know what I'm saying? Like when my life was adjusted, I had a lot of people still rock with me, supporting me. So it's like I didn't miss a beat at all. I just kind of faded away a little bit. I had people that kept things flowing for me because of being humble and helping people when I was up. Those people that I helped when I was up, which I'm still up, but you know what I'm saying? When I was that upbeat person, they came in and kicked in like, hey, you helped me, so I'm finna help you. So being humble takes
Right.
you a long way.
Right. And sounds like from building good business relationships, you was
Right.
able to keep, you know what I'm saying, to keep the ball rolling. So if anybody wanted to, reach out to you, reach out to Icon, get some type of tips, consulting or anything like that, how would they go about doing that?
I personally, because you know, what I'm saying I built the team up kind of strong. So, like if I know you personally, I let them people hit me up and give them that. But for the most part, I tell people reach out to my team. They know just as much as I know. And who my team is, it's not hard to find them at all. They floating everywhere. I think everybody that's on the team, they got the icon logo somewhere. That's them. But if you just wanted to, you can hit us up on Instagram, icon ENT Empire. Our Facebook page is icon, capital icon with a dot behind it. That's us. And Twitter, we just need to change our name. We just icon MT company.
Hey, so look, man, there y'all have it. Look, Bria, I appreciate all of the help that you have been doing. I appreciate you taking out the time to, come here for the first episode of Kicking It with Pete for season 2. So, we kick things off right, letting people know about, the do's and don'ts of, building good business and,
It was,
building
I
good
mean,
business
it was only
relationships.
right. It was only right. We did the first episode. You an icon now, so yeah,
Oh
it was
yeah,
only right.
yeah, yeah. Most definitely, man. So listen, y'all already know where y'all at. Y'all already know where y'all heard it at first. This right here is ATC. We support radio, and you was just kicking it with Pete, man. And we out.